The issue I picked for my presentation is confidentiality. In my 10 years in the classroom, I have worked closely with school counselors, and that is one issue that comes up again and again with their relationship with their students. Confidentiality is defined as an ethical concept that refers to counselors' obligation to respect the client's privacy. It's also a promise to the client that the information they reveal during therapy will be protected from disclosure without their consent. Confidentiality deals with trust, and it is the cornerstone of the counselor-client relationship. There needs to be a discussion before therapy takes place that includes with whom and what will be disclosed or shared. Without confidentiality, many clients, including students, would not seek counseling. The counselors I've worked with have all struggled with this issue. They want to share enough to be helpful, but are unsure how much to reveal. The most difficult issue with the confidentiality of minors in schools is what and when to share with parents. It is confusing because it is not always clearly defined by law, ethical codes, and school policies. The conflict is that the child is the client, but the parents and legal guardians control the legal rights of the child. If parents request feedback about sessions, therapists are expected to respond, and the counselor should use professional judgment and definitely learn the laws of the state. The two issues to consider are, number one, the best interest of the child or client, which would be on a case-by-case situation, and also to consider the developmental level of the client. Some rules of thumb that I found when I researched this topic was 14 and above, they should be capable of making decisions just like an adult on the counseling relationship. Under age 11, it is found that they cannot make well-informed decisions about counseling. And ages 11 through 14, which is what I teach in middle school, it varies in degrees. But boundaries need to be clarified at the beginning. There should be informed consent with parents and students, which would be helpful in that situation. And there also should be in the school handbook so that parents and students know at the beginning of the year what to expect. Of course, if parents demand, there's things that counselors can do. They can use empathetic listening skills so parents can vent, because sometimes that's what they need to do, and develop a rapport with the parents. They can tell the parents that if they breach confidentiality, that their child may not come to them for real issues. So they may want their child to open up some more to them. They also can explain the ethical code, and they should explain the ethical code. And then simply, they could suggest to parents to ask their own children first, because sometimes parents will come to the school because they think something's going on and they haven't directly asked their children. They could ask the students, they could tell the students about the parents' inquiry and maybe get the students to come forward and talk to their parents. But the choice that the counselor has to make is either to breach confidentiality or to remain silent. And there's some issues that I've mentioned in my PowerPoint that are non-negotiable. You know, if they're going to attempt to hurt themselves or harm others, then the parents have to be told. But on certain issues, the counselors have to make that decision, and it's a difficult decision.